There are 3 things that you are really going to have to master if you want to be someone who is able to create life on your own terms and work for yourself and be able to chase your dreams full time. As a life coach and as a business coach, I feel like it's our responsibility to be so upfront about what is required when you do start your business. So let's dive into what really is required when you want to start your business.
You're listening to PowerFemme Radio. This is a podcast where ladies come together and try to share their opinions and empower each other to be better women in society.
Did he just say try? You're listening to PowerFemme, where women don't try, we do. I'm fired up today. I'm feeling a lot, and I feel like I have to be honest about what it really means to build your business and chase your dreams and what that actually looks like. I am currently navigating what is called the messy middle. And if you are somebody who has a really big dream or you feel like you're onto something and you've been putting in relentless work, not just recently, but for years like I have, then I feel like you can relate to this. The truth is, when you go to pursue a dream of any kind, or you try to do anything that feels like a level up or that is good for you, you're gonna face resistance. So having a dream alone already is a business. That's the thing that I feel like a lot of very multi-passionate women don't actually realize. They think, oh, my dream is just a hobby and I just love doing it and I'm gonna chase that dream. I'm gonna sacrifice everything to make it happen. And I want to know, at what cost are you gonna continue to do that? There is absolutely a way for you to not have to sacrifice your livelihood, your sanity, your values, or your morals in order to make your dreams a reality. And that's really what we believe here at PowerFemme. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it and sit here and tell you that it's going to be the easiest journey. You want to know what is easy? When you are in the space of starting your business and you find that one skill that you're naturally so good at, and you're like, I wish I could just get paid to do this one thing, whether it's social media, content creation, graphic design, walking dogs, cooking food, fitness training, life coaching, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. When you first start, it's actually really easy to make your first $30,000. And honestly, it's easy to make more than that. It's easy to replace the side hustles that are honestly not paying you what you're worth at all anyways. And there is a way and there is a point for you to be able to make more money and work less. But that slogan is something that I have seen be thrown around in the coaching industry, and it's not something that I am willing to sit here and stand behind, because I just don't want you who is listening to this right now to feel like you got. Here's what I want to say about the coaching industry. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I care so deeply about this. I've worked with coaches for 15 years in my life. I started working with my first life coach when I was 15 years old. And I know the power that a coach can have in your life. And I know that it can literally change the trajectory of your life. And I know how helpful it is to have somebody on your team who actually guides you. The thing that I've seen in the coaching industry is a lot of over-promising and a whole lot of under-delivering. And I've been on the receiving end of that. Kesley and I, we love you guys who are listening to this so much that we want to protect you from the things that aren't really true. I actually did a coaching program. I've done several coaching programs. This year alone, I did 2 different ones. And one of them was a very expensive one. They were both the same price, if I'm honest. And one of them, I was sold this idea that it was going to be something that it just wasn't. It just wasn't what they said it was going to be. And the thing that I'm realizing in building my business is that the part where it gets really ugly and really hard is that $100,000 mark to like $1 million. There's like a gap there in the 6 and 7 figure mark. So many people are striving for $1 million business. And of course, that's something that I'm striving to do. I am striving to create a legacy. I want to build a business that supports me. And chances are that if you're here, you want that too. But the truth is, you cannot reach that point unless you meet the messy, ugly, fugly middle. Okay, we're in the middle, honey. And so like, I just want to be so real with you. We've been building this business and we've been doing it for years, and there have been so many iterations, and it was easy the first 6 to 7 years because we were making the 6 figures, but we didn't have overhead. We didn't have a team. We didn't have that many expenses. And I feel like when you're first starting your business, if all you want to do is just replace your job that you hate and you want to give yourself a full-time income, like you can absolutely do that. But the moment you decide to go to the next level, it's going to cost you. Your new life is literally going to cost you your old life. This episode is sponsored by Dolce Do, my favorite luxury skincare line and the secret behind my glow up. I've been using Dolce Do religiously for over a year and the results are undeniable. My friends constantly ask what I've done to my skin because it has been a full transformation. If you struggle with dryness or early signs of aging like I did, then this is your sign. I am obsessed with the Dolce Blue makeup remover. It melts literally everything off and it leaves your skin feeling baby soft. The glass skin pads give you an instant smooth, dewy glow. And the Be Still peptide serum is literally Botox in a bottle. Dolce Do is your answer to glass skin, deep hydration, and firm, radiant glow. No needles, no injections, just skincare that actually works. It's skincare that feels like self-love and it delivers. PowerFemme listeners get 15% off your entire order with code POWERFEMME at checkout. Go to dolcedo.com and use code POWERFEMME and treat your skin the way it deserves to be treated. Code POWERFEMME gets you 15% off of your full Dolce Do order. I really want to debunk this make more money while working less and 10x your results. The language that I hear in the industry, I really want to debunk that because the truth is it's gonna require you to work harder at first. There's just no way around it. Like, I'm living proof of it. I wish it was a different way. I wish that you didn't have to learn new skills. I wish that you didn't have to stop talking to toxic people in your life. I wish you didn't have to put yourself out there and be uncomfortable and have conversations and pitch your offer and like face rejection. I wish you didn't have to, but the truth is that you do, especially if you're just starting out. The cost of not doing it is much worse than doing it because we know you probably don't want to stay the same. You probably don't want to work for somebody else forever. And you probably don't want to put your dreams and your desires on the back burner forever. So I have to be so clear and so careful and so honest as a life coach and as a business coach. Like, I feel like it's our responsibility to be so upfront about what is required when you do start your business. So let's dive into what really is required when you want to start your business. There are 3 things that you are really going to have to master if you want to be someone who is able to create life on your own terms and work for yourself and be able to chase your dreams full time. And those 3 things are putting yourself out there over and over and over again, doing things you're uncomfortable doing, that you are not qualified to do, okay? Like, I'm talking about building websites and doing different things, unless you want to pay somebody, unless you have the capital to pay somebody to do things and outsource that you aren't necessarily the best at. You're gonna have to learn how to do those things. And that includes social media and emails and, promoting yourself and marketing. So yeah. The truth is, you're going to have to do things that you're not necessarily comfortable with. And then the third thing you're going to have to get really good at is pivoting, okay? Plan A is almost never what you end up with. The way I have pivoted so many times. PowerFemme is the exact word we started this business with years and years ago. And the business we have today is not the same business at all. You could have the most talent in the world. You could be the smartest, most talented, charismatic, outgoing, funny, valuable asset in the world. But if you don't put yourself out there, you are never going to be of value to anybody. It's wasted talent. It's wasted value. And this is something that we talk about a lot with our clients. And that's honestly the thing that I think women struggle with the most, which is putting themselves out there. There's kind of something that happens inside of us that's like we're putting our flag in the sand and we're like, hey, this is me and this is what I am here to do and I'm open for business. And you want to know what I think is really weird, okay? Because people are worried about looking weird or sounding cringe or what people are going to think. You know what I think is weird? I think it's weird to be giving your services away for free. I think it's weird to be discounting your services and like act like we live in some society where you have unlimited time and people aren't getting paid. Like, I want you to just think about this for a second. No matter what you are, no matter what you do, there is somebody out there who is getting paid to do the thing. So why do we think it's okay for us to not put ourselves out there? Like, you so belong, and actually the world needs you to do it. There's a reason why it was planted on your heart. But if you keep it in your head and in your heart and you don't share it with the world, you're wasting your time, you're wasting other people's time, and you're wasting your talent, if I'm completely honest. You're gonna have to do things you have never done before. I really wish somebody told me this when I first started my business. I wish they were honest with me about the cost of delegating things and the reality of what goes on behind running a business when you do take it beyond that 6-figure mark. Again, as I said earlier, your 5-figure mark, that's easy. It's so easy to plan your day and like just replace that low income. And like that is where I feel like you can truly work less and make more money when it's under $100,000. But then there reaches a point where you're like, no, I'm going to have to be working really hard. Just to be completely honest with you, yesterday, my day started at 7 a.m. and I did not stop working until 11 p.m. And every day is not like that. There were, honestly, in the last 6 months, there were days where I would wake up at 5 and I would be done working by 11, and that was fine, but it was only getting us to a certain point. And the truth is, like, we really are trying to reach that next level, and it's requiring us to do so many things that we were not comfortable doing, especially because we're trying to pay ourselves and be able to live the life that we tell you guys about, which is support yourself while you chase your dreams. And so if we want to have the money in our pocket to do that, we're going to have to do things that we would otherwise pay other people to do. What it's looked like for us of like doing things that we've never done before, that's looked like building backends of websites. That's looked like finding like DKIM codes, DNS servers, and like other terms that honestly I should know nothing about. I don't belong in the back end of a server or a website, okay? I am front of house. You are front of house. You are the personality hire, okay? And when you start your business, I really do believe that the most important thing and the number one thing that you should focus on, it is sales, because if you aren't making money, then you don't have a business, you have an expensive hobby. Okay, this one's big. We used to host the Create Your Offer workshop live once a month, and every single time women walked away with clarity, confidence, and money in their pocket. But now we've taken the best parts and turned it into a free Create Your Offer mini course just for you. This is the exact framework that has helped women like Chelsea and Desiree close $5,000 in sales just days after going through the Create Your Offer workshop. Inside, you're going to take the first step towards making your first $30K in business without burning out, overthinking, or doing work that doesn't light you up. If you've been sitting on an idea, unsure of what to offer, or struggling to make money doing what you actually love, this is your next move. Click the link in the show notes to get instant access to the Create Your Offer mini course, free for a limited time. This is your first step to building a business you're obsessed with and making real money doing what you love. People are ready to pay you for your genius. Click the link and access the free mini course now. This episode is sponsored by Glossy, aka my favorite drinkable skincare ritual. Glossy is packed with collagen, hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and vitamin C to help smooth your skin, support your gut, boost hydration, and keep your glow game strong. It's not like other hydration powders that are basically salt and sugar in disguise. Glossy has probiotics, and it's literally skincare you can drink. No pills, no complicated routines, just glowing skin on the go. So you can spend less time stressing and more time showing up and chasing your dreams. I drink Glossy every morning before workouts, after flights, on long shoot days. It's a non-negotiable part of my PowerFemme routine. And because consistency is everything, I subscribe, so it's always stocked and always supporting my glow. Go to getglossy.com/PowerFemme and use code POWERFEMME to get 15% off your first month subscription. Ready to finally have glowing skin? Subscribe to Glossy and show up as your most confident self. That's code POWERFEMME for 15% off your first month. One more time for the girls in the back, use code POWERFEMME at checkout. Glossy is a daily beauty supplement and is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any conditions. You are the talent, and like, that's a full-time job. Guys, staying healthy, taking care of yourself, getting ready every single day, taking care of your mental health, mastering your sales message, showing up on social media, editing the social media posts, posting the social media posts, marketing in so many other ways, because your freaking social media post can only fit into a 1 minute and 30-second video that goes on Instagram and dies in the algorithm that nobody sees. It's a lot of work, okay? But truly, you are front of house. So just imagine adding on the back of house stuff, the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's gonna require you to become very, very flexible and patient, and there are gonna be days where you want to cry. I've cried more in the last 6 months in taking this business to the next level than I did in the first 7 years of my business, when it felt like a total breeze. Here's one thing I know about a power femme. A power femme knows how to pivot. A power femme knows when it's time to make a change. And you know, if you've been at this for a long time and you feel like you're getting the same results over and over and over and over again, first I want to say it's absolutely worth having a second opinion and having somebody else come in and look at what you're doing in your business, or even just your dreams, right? Like whatever that looks like for you, it's worth it to have somebody else look at what you're doing and give you a little bit of advice, because sometimes they say you can't read the label if you're inside of the bottle. And what do I mean by this? So if I were like to say, oh, I'm this water bottle of Glossy right here. I am the magic. You are the magic. We are the amazing drinkable skincare routine that is inside of this bottle, right? But if we're inside of the bottle, I can't see my own label. I cannot see that, right? It's going to require somebody outside of me to look at me and say, oh, you are Glossy and you help with this and you do this and here's what might be better, right? So if you've been in your own bottle and you're like, I don't see my own magic, and like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I need to pivot. I need to do something different. I, first of all, can't recommend enough getting somebody that you do trust. It is so important to have someone you do trust and you can trust look at your dreams. And I'm not talking about your mom. I'm not talking about your friends who like hear you crying to them and say, yeah, maybe you should get a job. I'm talking about having somebody who knows intimately how important your dreams are to you and your life is to you, and knowing you and knowing that your dreams were placed in your heart for a reason and that it's worth it to stick it out. It's so important to have that person who encourages you to move forward, especially when times get hard. You don't need somebody telling you, no, it's okay, you should just give up and like have a normal life. Like, absolutely not. But what it ultimately comes down to is your inner voice. No voice is more important than the one that you have inside of you. And if there's something inside of you that's telling you, I need to pivot, do it. Do it and do it quickly. Don't waste another second doing something that doesn't feel aligned, that you know does not support your highest good. And if you have a creative idea, take action on it. Like, I can't tell you enough how much that has rewarded me as an entrepreneur. The moment I get a hit of inspiration, the moment I get a full body feeling of you should do this, just go for it. Who cares what anybody says? Those have led me to the biggest payoffs in my life. I just want to say that if there's something inside of you that's telling you that you're meant for more, it's time you started listening to it. It's time you started listening to it, and it's time that you started acting like it too. So, PowerFemme, what is something that you can do today that supports your higher self, that is aligned with the vision that you have for your life? One thing that I'll leave you with is this, okay? It's a question that I actually asked my clients, and this actually affected myself very deeply. If there were a camera following you around and looking at your life and just documenting how you're showing up, could you honestly say that you are chasing your dreams? Or would it look a little bit more like you're living in your comfort zone, wishing and waiting and wanting something else, doing the same thing every single day, expecting a different result? Literally, that question, if I were to think to myself, if a camera were to follow me around, what would my life look like? Would I be proud of what I'm seeing? Would people know what my goals are without even asking me, like without me having to explain at all? Would the actions match the intentions? I actually literally just took that advice so close to my own heart, and I was like, you know what? I'm literally going to start recording myself and see. And I actually started a little YouTube vlog. So we are posting these episodes on YouTube now. Of course, you get to listen on Spotify or iTunes or wherever you stream your podcasts, honestly. But if you want to take a look at what a day in the life of a power femme does look like, I can't encourage you enough to check out our YouTube channel, check out our vlog. And yeah, we're just so thrilled that you're here. And all I want to say to you today is keep going, power femme, and don't be afraid to do something you've never done before. You absolutely have what it takes. You can do hard things. And I will say, all this talk about how hard it is and the truth is it's the most rewarding job. I freaking love showing up here for you guys every single week. And it's literally the highest honor of my life. So I promise you, chasing your dreams is so worth it. And working for yourself is so worth it. And you can go further, faster with someone on your side. And I just want you to know we are always on your side. Okay, Power Femme, I'm rooting for you. Have an amazing day.